Hello, so today I'm going to chat to you about ovulation and how it works and how to best use the testing strips for detecting if you have ovulated. So the way ovulation works is our follicle is stimulated by LSH, which is a luteinizing stimulating hormone, which helps the follicles mature the eggs inside them. And as those eggs become more mature across your cycle, they start to release estrogen gradually. As this estrogen builds in the first 14 days of your cycle, roughly, you will trigger, if your estrogen levels get high enough, it will trigger another hormone to be released called LH, which is our luteinizing hormone. This then tells the follicles to release the egg into the fallopian tube, ready to be fertilized. You approximately have 2 days, or the egg lasts about 2 days to be fertilized before it is then disregarded and excreted during our menstrual cycle. So all our ovulation testing that is done that you can buy in store, like the packaging and things like that, test this LH hormone. So that we're looking for a sign that once you get this surge of this LH hormone, you can generally say that within 12 to 24 hours after you get a positive test that you're going to ovulate. So that's one thing to remember. You're not ovulating when you test positive on these tests. You are going to ovulate. You've got all the hormones there to indicate that you're going to release an active follicle. Okay, so there is lots of different tests out there. Most of them only test the LH hormone. There is a couple of tests out there that have marketed testing estrogen as well as the LH hormone, but they're slightly more expensive. And as I was explaining how ovulation works, that we get high estrogen, which triggers the LH hormone afterwards to release the egg. So I don't generally see it necessary to test that estrogen unless you're trying to work out if you even have high levels of estrogen as well, or some other things that directed by your doctor. So in general, just testing the LH is great. Now, what is recommended is that you actually test about 5 days leading up to when you think you're going to ovulate, because this hormone isn't a sustained release across the day. So working out if you are going to ovulate, you might miss that spot when you take the testing, for example. So if you were to test straight away in the morning, you could easily have enough of the LH hormone or the luteinizing hormone in your body later on in the day, and you might think, no, I'm not ovulating, and leave it, etc., etc. So they do, it is recommended that you test across a 5 to 7 day period. Studies have shown that you actually, between like right at nighttime and really early morning, that this hormone is released. So sometimes testing your morning urine won't be in the urine, but that stage, because it's just produced in the body and it needs to then move through to the urine for you to detect. So the things that I think are best to look out for when purchasing a test is the sensitivity. So the lower the concentration that the test can detect, the more likely you are to be able to have a positive test and ovulating. So I've got these amazing company. It's called Fertility to Family. It's run by 2 nurses in Tasmania, and they are making ovulation and pregnancy test strips affordable for everyone, and they actually have really high sensitivity in compared to other products that we sell in the pharmacy. These actually have better sensitivity. They're cost effective, so you can afford to test for 5 to 7 days in a row. In terms of ovulation, they have a simple test strip, which you need to go to the toilet in a little cup, and then you test it, lay it down. Really simple instructions for that. And just like our COVID testing, we get the 2 lines for a positive test. And then they also make this midstream ovulation. You just need to make the tip wet in your urine, then take it out and let the test do its work. Super easy, and you can do them consistently every day. So takeaway points are that not every ovulation test is the same. If you were to purchase something, that you would look for the sensitivity. So you need to do it across a period of time. So doing one test at one stage isn't really going to give you indicative results, and it doesn't mean much unless you do the whole picture. So we generally ovulate, if you've got a regular cycle, 14 days before you menstruate. So track your cycle, get to know yourself, and if you've got any questions, let me know.